This is it, the last Daniel Fast Feast video, and we're doing veggie quiche. And these are all the ingredients that we're going to need: tomato, tofu, broccoli, hummus, nutritional yeast, potatoes, onions, and of course salt and pepper. And this recipe is from Minimalist Baker, and a great website. Once I became a vegetarian, it became a great resource for me to get ideas. So the first step is you're going to shred your potatoes and then take a cheesecloth or a clean towel and squeeze out as much moisture from the potato as you can, because you don't want a mushy crust. Once you've done that, you're going to place all of your squeeze dried potato shreds into a baking pan, and to that you're going to add extra virgin olive oil, 2 tablespoons. And then after that, we season with salt and pepper to taste. I usually have to, adjust according to my own taste. Very rarely is a recipe so perfect that the amount that they list is exactly right. So once you're done adding in salt and pepper, you're just going to mix with your hand. Make sure everything is well coated. And then you just flatten the potato shreds into the baking pan up along the sides, and you want to make sure that no part of the pan is exposed through the potatoes, so take your time with this. And you want to make sure it's sort of evenly spread out, because you don't want one part kind of baked and the rest of it, kind of burnt. So it's going to take a minute, but once you get everything flattened, it's going to look really nice. So you're going for a potato pie crust, and it should look something like this, depending on what kind of a dish you have. Once you're done with that, you're going to pop it into the oven, and we're going to move on from the crust to the filling. You're going to take your vegetables and chop them all up, and once you have them chopped, you're going to place them onto a parchment lined cookie sheet. Spread it all out. And you don't have to use these vegetables. You can use whatever vegetables you'd like. I do recommend you have onion, and I definitely recommend you have garlic. Aromatics are, I think, an important part of enhancing flavor, but you can use whatever other vegetables that you might have on hand. To that, you add some extra virgin olive oil and salt and pepper to taste. And that's it. You mix everything up, make sure all of the vegetables are well coated, and you're going to pop that into the oven for a few minutes. Of course, I'm going to have the recipe link in the description box below, so be sure to check it out to get all the details. I'm just doing a review. Next is the final part of our quiche, which is to make the remainder of the filling. So you're going to take some soft silken tofu and blend it in a food processor. I'm using my small one, so I'm doing it in batches. And you're just going to process it until you get a nice creamy result, maybe something that looks almost hummus-like. Once you've processed your tofu, I used 1 container, which was about 16 ounces, a pound box. You put it all into a bowl, your tofu. I should add too that the recipe asked for silken firm, which I could not find, so I just used silken, and it worked out well. To your silken smooth tofu, you're going to add that was nutritional yeast and hummus. Make sure it's Daniel Fast friendly hummus, no additives. And once you've added in those ingredients, you're going to put salt and of course pepper. Those are the only seasonings that I had to use, salt and pepper, and it was sufficient. Mix all of the ingredients together in the bowl until everything is well combined, and now you're ready to put together the quiche. You're going to take your vegetables out. This is what they should look like. Nice and brown. It'll reduce a lot, of course, because I used tomatoes, which have all that water in it, so it's not going to be as much, but this is enough. It's about a cup of vegetables. You add your roasted vegetables to your tofu mix, and once you've done that, you just mix everything up until all the ingredients are well combined. And you don't want to be too rough. You don't want to break up your vegetables. So just sort of, fold everything in until the vegetables are completely mixed in to the tofu. And now we've also taken out our potato crust, and it looks fantastic. I was really happy with how it turned out. And I'm going to pour the tofu into the potato crust. And just make sure that it covers all the edges. Spread it out nicely, and that's it. The prep is a little long. I'm gonna say it took about an hour. This is more like a special brunch or breakfast meal, but it's well worth it. And this is what it looks like when it's completely baked. It had an eggy appearance. You know, as you see, I'm touching, it has a little bounce to it. It wasn't mushy. So the texture was good, really nice mouthfeel, really good flavor. I recommend that you give this recipe a try. And I want to thank you all for joining me on this journey. God bless you all as you move past the Daniel fast and into the remainder of your year. I look forward to creating more videos and sharing more of my ideas about God and more ideas about the Christian experience.